We're live. Hello. Hi, everybody. I'm Amanda Call. This is my YouTube channel, and I'm going to be working on a page from my comic, Age of Night. So tonight we're going to be working on chapter 28, page 17. I have all of the panels already ruled out on this piece of paper. I put in a couple of perspective grids to get us started. I have my thumbnails and my script off to the side here so I can refer to those as I work. Hey, Hungry, thanks so much for joining me. And so, with all of that prepped and ready, I'm going to start roughing in my page here. I do always make sure that in my thumbnail stage, I figure out where my word balloons are going to be so that I make sure to leave plenty of space for them, and also that make sure that they are part of the composition of the page so that they're easy to follow and flow through the page. Hey, Spud. All right. Oh, goodness. Okay, sorry. Sudden yawn came over me. We've got horsies. Hey, someone's saying. We've got some other people in the foreground here. Rock formations. More people back here. It's always a challenge when you've got like a scene where there's a bunch of people, just a bunch of people around, of like, I don't want the other people to like disappear at any point, but sometimes they need to just get out of the way for a scene that I'm working on. It's like, y'all are in the way. Move. Go be somewhere else. Can be tricky. Something hilarious going on here, apparently. I mean, I know what it is. You'll find out eventually. Okay, this one is kind of tricky. I think I figured it out in the thumbnails, but I may have to mess with it a little bit here on the page. Perspective method do you use the most often? 1, 2, or 3 point? 2 point the most often. 1 point more than you would think. 3 point not very often at all. It's a pain. It's a pain, and very often if I'm going to do 3 point, I just kind of like cheat, and I'll do kind of like a 2 point and just like turn it this way and not really worry about the two. Like I'll just do my 2 point by tilting my grid vertically and not really worry about the side ones as much. So yeah, I don't do 3 point very often because it's just kind of a big pain in the butt. 2 point most of the time. A lot of times you can get away with 1 point though. I know I had one professor who was always like, don't ever use 1 point perspective. But it's fine. You can use 1 point perspective sometimes, as you can see. Sometimes I use it because like it's just helping me to keep my figures from looking goofy in relation to each other. Just kind of helping with like, okay, yeah, there's the horizon line. There's how everybody's going to stay in like the right size to each other. I'm not, oh my goodness, I'm sorry. I keep yawning. Apparently I need to go to bed. I'm not like doing any real crazy architectural stuff here. It's just a guideline to help me keep my figures the right size. I don't need to get too obsessive with it. All right, we've got a big old horsey body going on here. So he's riding a potato. We have for right now. Will be a horse sometime soon. Is currently potato. Potato horse. Hot potato would make it a good name for a racehorse. Probably. Probably was at some point. They have some fun names. Okay, here's my other potato horse whose head should be over here-ish. I feel like this horse's head is like right in the way of where I wanted this other guy to be. Maybe I can scooch it a little bit. I don't know. This is why I said I thought I had it figured out. Its neck might be a little bit on the long side anyway. I still don't like how like close this guy is over here. We're gonna move him. We're gonna move him. Potato horse is over here. Guy is over here. Okay, that is at least some kind of beginning of this panel. We'll see. We'll see if I remain even remotely satisfied with that. Okay, I feel like I need to move that word balloon over. It's like sitting on top of her head. It doesn't need to be. We can just move it over. It's fine. Did I miss any horse talk? No, not really. Well, I mean, I talked about how this horse looks like a potato, and then someone said that Hot Potato would be a good racehorse name because it would. Got kind of a slightly warped, emphasized perspective thing going here. It's fine. It's good. Cat. You can always tell when Drake is in the frame. All right. Hooray! We have everything roughed in. That only took about 15 minutes. That's not bad. So now 6 panels. I have a vague idea what is going on in each of them. So now we're going to go through. We're going to start tightening that stuff up. Wow. I'm just going to imagine you doing it in the saying wow in the Owen Wilson voice. Wow. All right. Where is my eraser? There it is. I need to look at my previous pages so I remember what these. Oh no, that's the wrong file. So I have like all of my comic pages. When I scan them in, I scan them in high quality, and then I save like a smaller version of them to put on the website so that my website doesn't, crash and burn when you try to read it. But I need the high quality scans for print. But then sometimes I go to look at my drawings to figure out, like, oh, how did I draw that? Like, what was I doing there? Um, and I will accidentally open the web version, which is very tiny. And when I go to zoom in on details, it's just pixels, and I'm like, oh no, no, wrong file. That's not going to help me. Well, I hope everybody has been having a good week so far and had a good weekend. I had a very busy weekend. We had the Great Strides fundraising walk. Thankfully, the rain held out and we actually had a really nice day. It ended up not raining until that evening, so that was nice. And our team raised a whole bunch of money, which was pretty great. I have not done the drawing yet for the raffle drawing for people who contributed to my campaign, but I'm going to do that in the next day or two and start sending out those thank you stickers. We've got this person up front walking along with their spear like you do. Start getting that cleaned up a little bit. Clean up their helmet. All right. What is happening? That's not how that's supposed to look. That's not what their armor is supposed to look like. What are you doing, Amanda? Got this like bandit situation going on here. let's see. What else did I do this weekend? I did a bunch of like outdoor chore stuff, getting ready for planting. And yes, all of the little bird babies are out of the studio. The chicken chicks are now fully integrated into the flock, and our guinea chicks moved out into the little coop sub pen, little quarantine pen we have in the coop. And the guinea chicks continue to be very dumb and periodically throw themselves at the walls of their little enclosure when I try to feed them because they're just not smart. They're just not. Go in and I'm like, "Hey guys, gonna feed you." And they go, "Oh my god, she's gonna kill us. Escape." And they throw themselves at the walls. They're just not smart. It's unfortunate. And the chicken chicks have joined the flock. They're still working on getting like established in the pecking order. For the most part, the chickens just like the adult chickens just ignore them. Completely ignore them. They're like, "I want nothing to do with you." Um unless like I throw some food out, and then if the little chicks go for it, if the chicken chicks go for the food, then the adult chickens are like, "Oh no, you don't." And they bully them away from the food. But that's, you know what? It's fine. It's part of the thing. They have to establish their little hierarchy. The whole thing of a pecking order is a real thing. They gotta do it. It's fine. They'll work it out. It's not like the baby chicks are gonna starve. They just don't get first run at stuff. The guinea like the adult guinea birds, however, like are just like, I hate these little things. I'm gonna murder them. I'm like, all right, you guys, you have to lay off. You can't just attack them for no reason. But the adult guinea birds kind of do that with the adult chickens too. They just attack them for no good reason. And it's like, guys, why? Why are you like this? Please stop. Another guy walking along, holding a spear. Okay, I need to look at what a horse looks like. Hey Google, what does a horse look like? I don't actually have my phone activated to Hey Google because my children would abuse it almost certainly. Person on horseback. What does that look like? I need images. I need a front view of a person riding on horseback. Because apparently I don't actually know what that looks like. Um this is like it's very like the horse is very in your face. That what now? That angle finder program? I feel like you told me about this before and I just don't remember what you're talking about. Well, that's a good one. That's a good one. You guys can't really see my phone screen. There we go. That's a nice looking one. That gives me something to look at whilst I work on this. I'm just gonna like prop my phone up off to the side here and look at this picture while I work on this. This is my favorite Tuesday night main based live stream comic book art at 8 p.m. That's so specific, but I'm glad I am. Story comic. Thanks. All right, phone, don't fall asleep. That's not helpful. Got the horse's blocky, horsey head here. In case it is not clear, I am actually friends with Story Comic. He just likes to give me a hard time. This is his version of being supportive. Okay. We've got so this. It's like the fact that one of the things that makes like drawing people on horseback really challenging is that like the angle that people's legs are at is just so bizarre and unnatural. It's like not a normal thing, not a normal way for people to be. I do need to make these figures a wee bit smaller, a little bit too big. Unless they were like riding a pony. Search as horse pictures based on the angle of the 3D skull. Oh. Oh. I don't remember that. Or almost any animal. Huh. I like vaguely recall being told about this, but I don't remember how to get there. My phone fell asleep. Wake up. Okay. That's more or less. It's such a tiny little horse too. Such a tiny little drawing. And I've got all the little bits and bobs on the horse's tack. Horsey. And we've got Drake. Sitting ahead of Thel, who apparently knows how to ride a horse. When did Thel learn how to ride a horse? I don't know. He at some point. But he's riding a horse now, so here you go. Oh, thanks. I'm glad you like my horse. At least it looks like a horse. Well, anytime that it comes out actually looking like a horse, I'm like, success. I'm gonna call that a win. Oh, now my eraser's trying to escape. Okay, now I need like a 3/4 forward view. Oh, maybe I found a good one. I like how one of the suggested search terms is majestic man riding horse. Gotta be majestic. Can't just be a guy on a horse. He has to be a majestic guy, and not a man on a majestic horse. Man on a horse. I don't know why that's really funny to. Okay, if my phone could stay upright, that would be super. No, come back, horse. Okay, now his head is too big. Horsey's head is too big. We need to reduce your noggin, horsey. It's a little better, although it's very silly looking right now, but that's okay. We will fix it. There's the horses. All right, and again, the figure I drew on here is way too large, so we've got to make that a little bit smaller. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's start fixing this poor horse's head. It got all mushified. What is this shape? What am I doing? Horse, what is wrong with you? Oh, sorry, as I smack my microphone with my pencil. So get these little details on the people. Ah, my phone just made a noise at me. I need to look at the tack on that. How does the saddle look? I don't see a lot of it from that angle. Of course, these horses are also on a long journey, so they've got like lots of packs and gear and stuff. We've got to have the spear. I had to look up, like, how do you carry a spear on horseback to do these pages? And what I found that I liked was there's like a little pocket down on the back of the saddle that it kind of sits in, and then there's like a little sling that you have wrapped around your shoulder that keeps it from like falling over. Isn't that cool? I thought that was pretty neat. And I was like, well, that makes sense. Okay, let's add some road here. We are at 8:42. Only drawing these tiny little horse details. This took me forever. Forever. There's so many rocks in this chapter. If you're on, it would take me all night to do the gesture drawings. Sometimes, some nights, that's how it ends up. Gonna have another horsey back here, but it's gonna be a very like light suggestion of a horsey because we don't want it like taking a bunch of focus. Light suggestion of horse. You got some cliffs, some scrubby shrubs. More mountains in the background. Hooray! Okay, we have a panel. A singular panel is now done. Hooray! But you know, progress. So yeah, as I was saying, if you are on my Patreon and saw the pencils for the next few pages that I'll be posting, so that's pages, was it 12 through 14 that I just posted the pencils for my $2 and up patrons, and just rocks. This whole chapter is just so many rocks, so many rocks. Okay, that shoulder is like way too high for this because she's supposed to be like kind of tilting her head back and laughing. It would help if I was like in frame while I was working on this. There we go. Okay. Okay. Got a slightly better idea of where everything is going here. And we can start getting this a little bit more. So we've got the clean some of this up. Make this a little bit less sketchy. All right, let's see. We are at 8:50. So we're in the last 10-ish minutes of the stream. So I'm going to start doing the YouTube things whilst I keep working on this panel. And remind you, I'm Amanda Call. This is my comic. This is Age of Night. I update this comic once a week, just about, Wednesdays, at ageofnight.com. That's AGEOFNIGHT.com. You can read the whole thing for free on my website. If you want to support me, however, there's a few different ways you can do that. You can buy copies of volumes 1 through 3 of the comic on Amazon, Drive-Thru Comics, and Skirmisher.com. Skirmisher is my digital publishing partner. You can also get them from me in person, or like just shoot me a message or something and I'll get you hooked up with a signed copy. I have a bunch of them sitting around in my studio here that I should probably do something with. You can also support me on Patreon. It's patreon.com/ageofnight, spelled just the same as the website. Patrons get all of their comic pages a week early. And it's just really helpful. I really appreciate it. You get to see other cool behind the scenes stuff too. Like I mentioned earlier, $2 a month and up patrons get to see like pencils before the pages are done. They get to see all the patrons get to see other cool like behind the scenes stuff that I'm working on. It's a lot of fun. I'm going to sharpen my pencil real quick. And yeah, if you like watching me work on the comics and talk about what I'm doing and just life in general, ask questions, then join me for these streams. I do them here on my YouTube channel just about every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. So if that sounds cool to you, you should subscribe so that you don't miss the next one. or, don't miss it if I have to stream at a different day or time or have to take a week off or whatever. I usually try to post about it. You can also follow me on various social media. You can usually find me under either Amanda Call Art or Age of Night. Something is hilarious. Captain Lolly finds something hilarious. Hilarious. What else do I have going on in a little less than a month? In like 3 weeks? In like 3 weeks, I'm going to be at Heroes Con. This is my first time in Heroes Con in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm very excited. I have not been there before. It'll be very cool to, I haven't done a con in the Southeast in, oh my God, I don't even know how long. Forever. Last time I would have done one would have been MegaCon, I don't know, 11 years ago or something. A long time ago. So I'm looking forward to it. That'll be a good time. I will be at Heroes Con with Remy Flag. We'll be telling people about I Am the First and Brave New Comics, and also I'll be selling copies of Age of Night. So if you're in the area, come and check it out. I would love to say hi. Let's see. All right. I'll figure out that other shoulder next time, I think. Next time. All right. I think that's going to pretty much do it for this evening. We started with a bunch of empty panel borders. We have everything roughed out. All 6 panels are roughed out. I've got 1 panel completed, 1 panel very close to having the pencils completed. And yeah, we will continue on this. Eraser crumbs everywhere. We'll continue on this next week, Tuesday at 8. Thanks everybody for hanging out with me. I will see you next time. Bye.